So welcome to the club. Jordan, I know that you're slipping in and out of communication. I see that you're muted. Uh, I've I've spent this season staying close to Jordan, evaluating for his HP1 and watching his midget girls win the midget double A championship U18 in Alberta. And everything we are talking about, he has lived since for the past 5 years. He's gone through it, and I think this year he's come to understand the extent to which everyone feeling valued affects their performance. So, Jordan, just feel free to tell your tale and your story to the group. Thank you.
I don't know that my audio is good enough, Wally, where I
It
am.
is
I
good.
can.
It is good
I
for me.
okay. Um, well, I've been on and off of this call, so I'm not quite sure where you were left off. But yeah, I had the opportunity this year to work with the U18 AA female team out of Calgary here, and it was a crew that I kind of fell into last minute. And so when we went into camp, I just did something that I didn't know that I would ever have the ability to do, and that was basically draft a team primarily on character. First and foremost, yes, I ended up with some really good hockey players, but I spent my time at the camp, which was the AAA camp to begin with, and then ours, just kind of getting to know these kids on the periphery because I didn't know. I knew a few of the players, but not many, and so that character piece was big. And then was very fortunate that I maintained the philosophy of everybody was going to have the opportunity to play in all situations for at least the first half of the season, well after Christmas, and got that buy-in of because I believe too that if you get that opportunity that you're drafting these players, they need to play. And long story longer, we went through the season pretty good. We took the kids out to a AAA tournament, and that was probably a little bit of a turning point in Langley, where the kids learned to believe that not only should they be competing at our level, but they probably should be pushing the pace a little more. And it was interesting, all the learning that took place out there. Then we got back and finished off the regular season, and we're fortunate to have so much buy-in at the tournament that everybody again was playing in most situations. The ice was equitable, not equal. But the kids understood that, and like much like Carla had said earlier, that was something that we arrived at as a team, and so it was one of those really interesting experience. I think it's one of those lightning in a bottle things that I probably will never get again. But I was happy to be along for the ride. And when we got into the final game against Sherwood Park, it was tied 1-1 after one. And I turned to my assistant coaches and said, as long as it stays tight like this, I said it's in our favor because they'd already shortened their bench. They were matching as much as they could, and then throwing their top horses out in all situations all the time. And I could tell that they were starting to tire even then because it was the fifth game in 4 days. So we fortunately were able to continue to roll and rolled right on to victory in that one. So it was a great experience with it. I'm not going to say that it wasn't without some pushback from parents early on, because again, you've got some of those. Well, I had one parent that decided to send me an email suggesting line combinations, and he had a scouting report for every one of my forwards. I didn't look at the email. My assistant coaches shared it with me, or what it said, because I was already on the ice when it came, and I just forwarded it on to our director, and our director kind of set him straight that wasn't appropriate to be sharing, and just basically she knew that this parent didn't have or had a son in the male side in the elite stream, and it was funny because she played dumb like she didn't. She said, "You obviously haven't had a child play elite hockey," and he was like, "Oh yes, I have a son playing AAA," and she said, "Well, would you send that type of email to your son's coach?" And she said there was dead air on the other end of the call. So it was. Like I said, not without its challenges, but it was a pretty neat season, and it obviously would give me the confidence to continue with that path. And I've been fortunate too to have mentors like Wally and early on the season talked with Carla about her 11-person rotation, and that was for forwards, and that was a great bonus for us this year too, and using that. And of course, Tim and Tom and all you guys on this, I have said to Wally before that sitting in the Shark sessions for the past couple of years online has been like a master's class in coaching, and mainly in the art of coaching, which I think is what really I was the benefactor of for this season.
Thomas, anything to add? And I'm just curious here. We haven't heard from Tom Malloy yet, but Thomas, you sort of initiated